hydrogen chloride gas. Chapter 7a, study of compounds, hydrogen chloride. Okay. Now, if you try to recall what we have learned in the previous class, you will realize that to prepare hydrogen chloride gas, you must react sodium chloride and concentrated sulfuric acid at temperatures less than equal to 200 degrees Celsius. And the gas which is formed, the hydrogen chloride gas, it is dried. It is made a dry hydrogen chloride gas by passing it through concentrated sulfuric
Yes.
acid. Okay. After that, the gas is collected by the upward displacement of air, and then the gas after that, if you want to dissolve it in water, then you have to dissolve it in water by using an inverted funnel. So, to dissolve hydrogen chloride gas after its preparation by reacting sodium chloride and Kong sulfuric acid at temperatures below 200 degrees Celsius, it's done by the inverted funnel arrangement. So, if you look at the screen over there, you will find that preparation of hydrochloric acid from hydrogen chloride gas is done by the method mentioned over underneath over there. Now note that HCl gas is highly soluble in water. This is what I have told you already. I have told you that one volume of water can dissolve approximately 452 volumes of HCl gas in it. Therefore, this gas, it is highly soluble. Therefore, it is prepared in water by dissolving it in water by using a special arrangement called inverted funnel arrangement. The direct absorption of the HCl gas in water using a delivery tube causes back suction, and it might damage the glass apparatus definitely. Now, in order to overcome this problem, the inverted funnel arrangement is used, which prevents back suction, provides a large surface area for absorption of the gas. Okay, so for this, have a look at the diagram very carefully. Now, in this glass apparatus over here, in the round bottom flask, sodium chloride salt is kept, and from the top, we add concentrated sulfuric acid. We add concentrated sulfuric acid from underneath. The temperature is maintained less than equal to 200 degrees Celsius. So, when the temperature is maintained at this point, there is a reaction between sodium chloride and the sulfuric acid, and the gas formed is HCl gas, which comes out from here, and then it is dissolved in concentrated sulfuric acid. It is passed through concentrated sulfuric acid to dry it. Okay. Once the gas is dry, it will come out from here. It will not get dissolved in H2SO4. It will just pass through it and come out, and it is collected by the upward displacement of air. Upward displacement of air. Now, if you want to dissolve the gas further in water, then you have to apply this arrangement, inverted funnel arrangement. The enlarged image is given over there at the side. So the HCl gas comes over here, it fills up over here, it fills up, and whatever volume of gas which is filled up over here dissolves in the top layer of the water. Okay, that water becomes hydrochloric acid, and then it falls down. Fresh water comes up. Again, HCl gas comes this way. Again, it dissolves. It comes down. Again, fresh water comes up. So this is happening. When the HCl hydrogen chloride gas pulls up the water, there is an air gap, and because of gravity, all this water, after turning into hydrochloric acid, because of gravity, it falls down. Fresh water goes up. So this takes place for quite some time, and after some time, you will find that the hydrochloric acid, the entire thing has been converted into hydrochloric acid. So this is how you prepare hydrochloric acid from hydrogen chloride gas by dissolving it in water by the special arrangement which is called inverted funnel arrangement. You need not draw the diagram or learn the diagram. Okay, but there can
Excuse me,
be.
sir.
Yes,
Excuse me, sir.
yes,
Excuse me, sir.
yes,
So you dissolved hydrogen chloride, so which came out in forms of the acid. No.
yes.
So why don't we use nitric acid then?
What?
So you dissolve this in concentrated sulfuric acid, no?
No, no. I am not dissolving. I am passing the gas through Kong sulfuric acid to dry the gas.
Yes, sir. So we can use nitric acid also, no?
There is no nitric acid. There is no nitric acid. There is Kong sulfuric acid in this chamber. Clear?
No, sir. Suppose like
No,
if we
no,
try
no.
nitric acid.
No suppose, no suppose. There is no question of suppose over here. We cannot use nitric acid. We cannot use nitric acid. We have to use Kong sulfuric acid only to dry the
But
gas.
dilute, sir, if you use dilute,
No,
hydrogen,
no,
your sulfuric acid.
no. We cannot use dilute sulfuric acid. We have to use Kong sulfuric acid to dry the gas. That's it. Close it there only. Okay. Okay. We cannot use dilute sulfuric acid
I
because dilute sulfuric acid does not dry the gas. It will not dry the gas.
So dry, so like dry. Why to dry?
We have to dry the gas. If you want to collect dry gas, then it is important, no? Because we have to
So
dissolve the
why
dry.
dry?
We have to collect the dry gas and then we have to collect the dry gas.
So,
yes, sir.
We have to please mute yourself first. We have to collect the dry gas so that any other impurities present,
was that? Yes, sir.
if any other impurities present over there are dissolved in the Kong sulfuric acid, and only HCl gas comes
So like
out.
if we dry,
Yes,
so drying agent. So if we dry, then pure gas comes out without impurities. No?
yes, and without water also, and without water also.
Eh,
Understood now?
So that means Kong sulfuric acid dissolves
Yes.
everything. No, so
Kong,
dissolves everything and only hydrochloric acid gas comes out.
Kong sulfuric acid dissolves or it absorbs moisture from the gas and any other present impurity along with the gas. Okay, understood now? Is
Yes,
it
sir.
clear? Okay.
Will it
Yes, sir.
not react?
Yes, sir.
Will
Yes,
it react?
it will not react. Kong sulfuric acid and hydrochloric acid are both inorganic acids, and the gas hydrogen chloride gas is also an inorganic gas, so it will not react with the Kong sulfuric acid. There is no reaction. Are you getting it?
Yes,
There is no reaction between Kong sulfuric
yes, sir.
acid and hydrogen chloride gas, so
Yes,
there
sir.
is no question of any new product being
Yes,
formed.
sir.
Okay, good. Now, here, what type of question they'll ask? I'm telling you. Name the arrangement by which Kong sulfuric acid, by which hydrochloric acid is prepared. So we have to say over here, the arrangement is called inverted funnel
Inverted
arrangement.
funnel arrangement.
Why this?
What?
And they will ask you, why is this method used? This method is used to prevent back suction of water. This method provides a large surface area for absorption of the gas in water. Okay, are you getting it? So these are the reasons why this method is used to dissolve HCl gas in water. Okay, now after this we move to the next slide. Chemical properties of hydrogen chloride gas and hydrochloric acid. Number one, look at the combustibility. Number one, combustibility. Hydrogen chloride gas is neither combustible. Somebody asked me a question in the previous class, so here is the answer. Hydrogen chloride gas is neither combustible nor it is a supporter of combustion. Okay, it cannot help somebody else to burn, nor it is burned itself. Okay, but hydrogen chloride gas, it extinguishes a burning splinter. It puts off a burning splinter. That is the first physical property we can say. Okay, then number two, reaction of hydrogen chloride gas with ammonia. Now, hydrogen chloride gas reacts with ammonia to produce dense white fumes of ammonium chloride. So this is another important point. Then number three, thermal dissociation. When heated above 500 degrees Celsius, this gas dissociates into hydrogen and chlorine gases. It breaks down. It breaks down into hydrogen and chlorine gases. Okay, that was the third property which I have told you just now. Okay, there are 65 boys till now. Okay, I hope all of you can see the screen.
So,
Prabal
Yes,
Das,
sir.
Prabal Das, Prabal
yes,
Das.
sir.
Please don't go away. Remain in the class.
Yes, sir.
Syed Asif
Okay,
Alam.
sir.
Syed Asif Alam. Syed Asif Alam. Pratham Pariyar. Lujaratna. Tenzing Udup.
Yes, sir.
Tashila. Nirav Pradhan. Parandas. These boys, I will make sure I have noted down your names. I'll report your names to the principal for not attending the class. Harsh Dalmia, Manjil Gosai, Kaljang Bhutia, Upendra Khuzur, Umang Thapa, Yash Jindal. Okay, so you all be very careful. Those are not attending the class. Now I was talking
Yes,
about
sir.
the physical and the chemical properties. Number 3, if I heat the gas in a closed container above 500 degrees Celsius, this hydrogen chloride gas, it will dissociate to produce hydrogen gas and chlorine gas. Okay, this you must remember. Then number 4, acidic
Sir,
property.
sir.
Yes.
Sir, while doing thermal dissociation, no, sir, they don't release heat.
No, we are giving it. No, we are giving it.
They don't release it. No?
They will not release it. It is an endothermic reaction. My dear Dakshish, please be seated in
Yes, sir.
a room which is not making any noise. You have located yourself
Yes,
in a very noisy room. A lot of noise I can hear from there.
Sir.
Either you don't attend the class or be located in a very nice room, quiet room, where only you can interact with me. I can hear your parents or somebody over there shouting and screaming. That is not done. If you want to ask questions, make yourself isolated. See, I can still hear the noise. The next, number 4, is acidic properties. Dry hydrogen chloride gas does not show acidic properties, but when it is dissolved in water, it becomes hydrochloric acid. Therefore, it behaves like an acidic. It is acidic in nature. Dilute hydrochloric acid behaves as a strong monobasic acid. The presence of hydrogen ions imparts acidic properties to an aqueous solution of hydrochloric acid. So this is one question. They will ask you, why dry hydrogen chloride gas is not acidic? Because there are no hydronium ions. Acidic solutions show the acidic behavior only in the presence of liquid water. Okay, so that's why it is important to dissolve hydrogen chloride gas dry in water to make it acidic in nature. Otherwise, it will not show the properties of an acid. Then, moving to the next slide, the chemical equations now. If you dissolve the gas in water, it becomes hydrochloric acid. So upon reacting with sodium metal, it forms salt and hydrogen gas. Okay. If you react HCl, hydrochloric acid, with calcium, it forms salt and hydrogen gas again. So you can see the scheme is same. In all these reactions, metals, active metals like calcium, sodium, magnesium, zinc and iron, they are reacting with hydrochloric acid to produce salts and hydrogen gas. So this is one scheme you must remember. Moving further to number 6, hydrochloric acid also reacts with metallic oxides, also called basic oxides. Remember, metallic oxides are basic in nature. Metallic oxides are what? They are basic in nature. So hydrochloric acid reacts with basic metallic oxides to produce salt. These are salts and water. So if any one equation is asked, then you should be able to write down the equation in the balanced form. Okay. Then moving to the next chemical property, number 7. Now hydrochloric acid Upon reaction with metallic hydroxides, it reacts with them to form respective chloride. All of them are chloride, you see. All of them are chlorides. Ammonium chloride, aluminum chloride, zinc chloride, copper chloride, and the other product is water. So here this metallic hydroxides are all basic or alkaline in nature. So they are reacting with the acid to form again salt and water. So this also you should be able to complete in the balanced form. Then we are doing the chemical properties number 8. Reaction with metallic carbonates. This one becomes important. Reaction with metallic carbonates, bicarbonates. Now over here, hydrochloric acid when reacted with metallic carbonates and bicarbonates form respective metal chlorides, water, and a very important gas which comes out by effervescence, which is an odorless gas, and that gas is carbon dioxide. So carbonates, metal carbonates, if you take metal carbonates like sodium carbonate, sodium bicarbonate, calcium carbonate, and copper carbonate, all are carbonates. They will react with the acid, hydrochloric acid, to form salt, water, and the gas. So these 4 equations are very important. So they will ask you, name the gas formed when a metallic carbonate is reacted with hydrochloric acid. So what should be the answer?
Carbon
What should be the answer?
dioxide.
It
Yes.
is carbon dioxide.
Carbon
How,
dioxide.
how will you identify the gas carbon dioxide? How? Tell me. How are you going to identify the gas carbon dioxide? By?
It extinguishes the
It
burning
extinguishes.
splinter.
Very good. It extinguishes the burning splinter. Another test. We can test the carbon dioxide
It
gas
turns
by.
lime water milky.
Very good. Very good. Carbon dioxide gas turns lime water milky. Was that Pratham? Who was that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Carbon dioxide gas turns lime water milky. Very good. Okay, so these are the tests to identify the gas carbon dioxide. So remember this scheme over here. When carbonates or bicarbonates, that is metallic, they are reacted with hydrochloric acid. Okay, they will produce the respective salt, chloride salt, metal chloride. They will produce water and also carbon dioxide gas, which is produced by effervescence. Now, what is the meaning of effervescence? I hope you all understand. Effervescence means whenever you open a bottle of cold drinks, after shaking it, lot of bubbles come out. Lot of bubbles come out. That is because that bottle of cold drinks
Yes, sir.
contains dissolved carbon dioxide. So upon disturbance, it will come out because of effervescence. Lot of bubbles coming out. Okay, it is kept under high pressure. Now, the next chemical property is number 9. If I react hydrochloric acid with metallic sulfides, 2 are important in your syllabus, for your syllabus. Sodium sulfide and iron sulfide. Sodium sulfide and iron sulfide reacted with hydrochloric acid, it produces salt, sodium chloride, iron chloride, and a gas, hydrogen sulfide gas, which has a rotten egg smell. Hydrogen sulfide gas has a rotten egg smell. You know what is the meaning of rotten? Yes, do you know? Have you ever
Yes,
smelled
no.
Yes,
rotten eggs? So that, kuyeko anda, rotten egg smell gas, that is hydrogen sulfide gas. So this is also important for you all, my dear boys. Okay, so reaction with metallic sulfides, hydrochloric acid with metallic sulfides produces respective chlorides and rotten egg smelling gas, that is hydrogen sulfide. There is no water, my dear boys. Be careful, because in corrections last year I have seen some students by mistake they have put water also, which is wrong. Okay, no water is formed over here in this case. Then moving to the next chemical property, reaction with metallic sulfite. Sulfite is SO3. Metallic bisulfite, HSO3. Okay, metallic sulfides and metallic bisulfides reacted with dilute hydrochloric acid to produce salt, water showing effervescence of sulfur dioxide gas. So this is also a very, very important set of reactions. Okay, so here you see sodium sulfide and sodium bisulfite are the best examples of metallic sulfide and metallic bisulfite. So when they are reacted with hydrochloric acid, they are producing salt, they are producing water, and the common gas is sulfur dioxide gas. Sulfur dioxide gas is an irritating, pungent smelling gas. If it enters your nose will get irritated highly. Your nose will get irritated highly, like Harsh Agarwal, irritated sometimes in the class, So this sulfur dioxide gas irritates your system, breathing system. It will irritate, you will start coughing over there. Okay, so sulfur dioxide gas, it is an acidic gas. It is an acidic gas. This acidic gas will turn moist blue litmus paper red. If you pass this gas through potassium permanganate solution, if you pass sulfur dioxide gas through potassium permanganate solution, the color of potassium permanganate solution changes from pink to colorless. It changes from pink to colorless. That you have to remember. Otherwise, if you pass sulfur dioxide gas through potassium dichromate K2Cr2O7 potassium dichromate solution, the color changes from orange to green. Okay, so these are the tests for sulfur dioxide gas by passing it through potassium permanganate solution and potassium dichromate solution. Okay, important note is there. Now lead sulfate is insoluble in dilute hydrochloric acid. So lead chloride cannot be prepared by reacting dilute hydrochloric acid. So this, you note it down. We cannot prepare lead chloride. Okay, so we cannot prepare lead chloride by reacting lead sulfate with hydrochloric acid, because that lead chloride is what? Lead sulfate which is used, it is insoluble. It does not react. Okay, so these two reactions are important over here. Then moving further to the next chemical property. Number 11, reaction with silver nitrate solution. In the chemistry lab, you will find silver nitrate solution. It is kept in dark colored bottles. It is stored in dark colored bottles. The reason is silver nitrate, it is sensitive to direct light. Direct light, when I say direct light, means bright light or direct sunlight. In the presence of direct light or direct sunlight, this silver nitrate, it will undergo dissociation, it will undergo decomposition to break down into silver, nitrogen dioxide and oxygen. That is why it is stored in dark colored bottles. So now when dilute hydrochloric acid is reacted with silver nitrate solution, then a curdy white, this observation is important, a curdy white precipitate of silver chloride is formed. Silver chloride here is formed, which dissolves in excess of ammonium hydroxide solution. So to this silver chloride which is formed, if we add plenty of ammonium hydroxide in excess, the solution becomes again colorless. The solution becomes colorless due to the formation of a soluble complex which is called diamine silver chloride. So these two equations you must learn properly, and they will ask you questions like this. I am telling you what happens when, the question is like this: what happens when dilute hydrochloric acid is reacted with silver nitrate and then excess ammonium hydroxide solution is added to it? Write down the equations for the same. Okay, so observation you must write this way: when dilute hydrochloric acid is added to silver nitrate solution, a curdy white precipitate of silver chloride is obtained. A curdy white precipitate of silver chloride is obtained, which dissolves in excess of ammonium hydroxide to give a colorless solution due to the formation of diamine silver chloride, which is a complex. It is a soluble complex. So number 11, I will mark it as very, very, very important. Okay, it is very, very important, boys. Okay, that was number 11, chemical property. Moving further to number 12, reaction with lead nitrate solution. Lead nitrate solution, the formula is already over here. So dilute hydrochloric acid on being reacted with lead nitrate solution produces simply white precipitate, white, dirty white, we can talk about dirty white. If you take chalk, which I use in the classroom during the offline classes, and crush that chalk into powder and put in water and try to make a solution, it will be insoluble. That is the color of the precipitate formed, which is called lead chloride. Okay. Now this lead chloride, a special character is here, special property is here. Lead chloride is soluble in hot water. If we add warm water to lead chloride, it dissolves in it to give a colorless solution. Okay. Then moving further to number 13, which is important. Number 13, everything is important. Okay. Now, reaction with oxidizing agents: manganese dioxide, lead dioxide, trilate tetroxide, potassium permanganate, and potassium dichromate. These are all oxidizing agents. These are all oxidizing agents. So, concentrated hydrochloric acid on heated with oxidizing agents such as manganese dioxide, red lead over here, red lead, trilate tetroxide, okay, lead dioxide, chocolate brown in color, potassium permanganate solution, they get oxidized to water and pungent smelling greenish yellow colored gas is obtained, which is called chlorine. So you see very carefully, manganese dioxide forms manganese chloride, water and chlorine gas. Everywhere you will find chlorine. See, everywhere there is chlorine. All the reactions there is common gas which is greenish yellow colored. Okay. So the first one, manganese dioxide produces manganese chloride, water and chlorine gas. The second one, lead dioxide, it produces lead chloride, water and liberates chlorine gas. Third one, trilate tetroxide, lead chloride, water, chlorine gas. Potassium permanganate, potassium is a metal, manganese is a metal, so it is producing manganese chloride and potassium chloride, one extra product, plus water and again chlorine gas. Then the last one, the last chemical equation, potassium dichromate solution. It contains potassium, it contains chromium. So potassium and chromium react with HCl and it produces chromium chloride, and then potassium chloride salt, and then water, and then there is chlorine gas. So these 5 equations are very, very, very important, and remember and memorize them. Memorize the oxidizing agents: manganese dioxide, lead dioxide, trilate tetroxide, potassium permanganate, potassium dichromate. These reactions, in these reactions, concentrated hydrochloric acid is used. Remember that. HCl is used so that the product formed is a greenish yellow colored gas, which is chlorine gas. Okay. Now the next property, that is number 14, which you can see over there. Number 14. Have a look at it carefully. I am waiting for some time. Okay. Have a look at it very, very carefully. Read in your mind, all of you, what is written on the screen. Preparation of aqua regia. Preparation of what? Aqua regia. Preparation of aqua regia. So here you can see concentrated hydrochloric acid. See, how many parts? 3 parts. Concentrated hydrochloric acid, 3 parts. Okay. And concentrated nitric acid, 1 part. When concentrated nitric acid 1 part and concentrated hydrochloric acid 3 parts are reacted, they form nitrosyl chloride, water and nascent chlorine. Free atom of chlorine is called nascent. It is called nascent, means free atom of chlorines. Free atoms of chlorine. 2 atoms of chlorine is formed, which are free. Okay. Now this reaction is so important. It is very, very important. This mixture, it is called aqua regia. So concentrated hydrochloric acid 3 volume, when reacted with concentrated nitric acid 1 volume, is oxidized to chlorine. So aqua regia is a mixture of 1 part Kong nitric acid and 3 parts Kong hydrochloric acid. You have to learn this. So what is aqua regia? Aqua regia is a mixture of 1 part Kong nitric acid and 3 parts Kong hydrochloric acid. And this aqua regia is used to dissolve noble metals like gold, platinum, silver also. So This is one important property, my dear boys, very very important property from this chapter, preparation of aqua regia from concentrated hydrochloric acid. So how to remember three parts and one part? It contains a trick over here. If you look at the formula of nitric acid, HNO3, if you look at the formula of hydrochloric acid, HCl, and this nitric acid is concentrated, this hydrochloric acid is concentrated. So if you look at the formula carefully, how to remember? Put these three which belongs to nitric acid over here in front of hydrochloric acid. So this mixture becomes aqua regia. Am I clear, boys? Am I clear?
So
Yes,
So
Lord.
this is the tricks.
Yes, sir.
This is the tricks to remember,
Yes, sir.
to remember the volume ratio of aqua regia. Okay, so these three
Yes,
which
sir.
is there, you just send it in front of Kong HCl, and that becomes the volume for Kong HCl, and the volume for Kong nitric acid is one only. Okay, so one volume of Kong nitric acid and 3 volumes of Kong hydrochloric acid makes what? Aqua regia. Now this aqua regia contains nascent chlorine, free atom of chlorine, which is responsible for dissolving metals like noble metals like gold and platinum. So gold reacts with 3 nascent chlorines to form gold chloride, AuCl3. Platinum reacts with 4 nascent chlorines to produce platinum chloride, that is PtCl4. Okay, so this is important. I hope this is clear. Anybody got any question?
No,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, yes. What is the question?
So, so what is that NOCl called?
NOCl is called nitrosyl chloride. NITROSYL. Nitrosyl chloride. It is called nitrosyl chloride. I think that's clear, no? NOCl, nitrogen monoxide and chlorine. So it is
Yes,
called
sir.
nitrosyl chloride. NITROSYL. Nitrosyl chloride. So I hope you can remember these equations. There is one equation, 2 equation and 3 equation under this 14th chemical property in this chapter, study of compounds, hydrogen chloride gas and hydrochloric acid. Okay, it's wonderful. Then next we move to test for hydrochloric acid. It can be chemical test, it can be physical test, but I have given 3 tests on the screen over there. Test for hydrochloric acid. The first one, hydrochloric acid turns moist blue litmus paper red and methyl orange pink. Methyl orange is orange, but if you test it with hydrochloric acid, it will become pink in color. That is the first test for hydrochloric acid. Second one is hydrochloric acid turns alkaline phenolphthalein from deep pink to colorless. Alkaline phenolphthalein solution, it is pink in color, deep pink. So when you test it with hydrochloric acid, the color will change to colorless. Then number 3, hydrochloric acid, it gives dense white fumes. When you bring a glass rod dipped in ammonium, ammonium hydroxide solution. So if you bring ammonia gas also near hydrochloric acid, it will produce dense white fumes of ammonium chloride. So these were the 3 important tests for hydrochloric acid. Next one is uses of hydrochloric acid. Where can we use hydrochloric acid? Okay, number 1, hydrochloric acid is used in the manufacture of dyes. Chemical dyes, coloring matter, dyes. In the manufacture of drugs. Drugs means medicines. There are various medicines, analgesics and antipyretic injections. Okay, there are so many medicines. Okay, then paints. Okay, wall paints. Okay, oil paints, photographic chemicals. So it is used in the manufacture of so many things. Number 2, it is used to produce glucose from starch. During the manufacture of glucose from starch, we use hydrochloric acid in one of the steps. Okay. Number 3, it is used to extract the sticky material glue from animal bones. Okay. If you react hydrochloric acid with bones, animal bones, cow, you are a cow, listen carefully. If you react hydrochloric acid with animal bones, that's what I am saying. If you react hydrochloric acid with animal bones and heat it for some time, a sticky material is formed in the solution, and that can be used as a glue. Super glue, something like that.
Excuse me, sir.
Glue, sticky material. Yes.
Sir, for
Okay.
extraction of this glue, sir, does the animal have to drink this one?
No. When the animal is dead, no. When the animal is dead,
Yes, sir.
you can take the bones. You can remove the skin flesh and react with the bones, this acid. Then you can prepare hydrochloric acid. This is a part of industrial chemistry, so I'll not discuss it over here. And the last use over here is it is used to clean metal surfaces. We can use hydrochloric acid to clean metal surfaces as well. So if there is a metal surface and it is dirty, it contains lot of dirty on its surface, we can wash that metal surface by using hydrochloric acid. The metal surface becomes clean and then we can paint it with enamel or oil paint. Okay, so this chapter is complete, my dear
So
boys.
will it not react?
It will. We have to use dilute.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, this is just a general knowledge question. No,
Yeah,
sir.
yes.
Which chemical is used in phone batteries?
Which chemical? In phone batteries.
Used in phone batteries.
Yeah, zinc chloride.
Lithium.
Yes, sir.
Zinc chloride is there. Lithium is
What?
there. Lithium battery is there.
Hydrogen.
Zinc chloride. Okay. Now, I will stop the class, but before stopping the class, I'll just take the attendance quickly. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir, we can
Yes,
hear
sir.
you.
Yes,
Yes, sir. We can
Yes,
hear
sir.
you.
Yes, sir.